Hey neighbors, Kevin here with etrailer, and today we're going to be showing you how to install Furrion's Vision S camera system here on our 2022 Grand Design Imagine XLS travel trailer. So a camera system has pretty much become the standard for most trailers now, just because it's really hard to kind of see exactly what you're backing into. All these trailers are getting a whole lot bigger, and campsites really aren't getting that much larger themselves, so it is typically hard to kind of get your trailer in, especially if you're doing this Friday night, starting to get dark. Really makes it a hassle. Causes a lot of fights with your spouse just because you're trying to work together and communicate on how to get that trailer in there. So that's where the Furrion Camera System is going to come into play and help save your marriage. Our trailer today was prepped for it, so there's already all the wiring there. They already included the mount on here and just have a little plug-in connector inside, so installation is super easy. But if your trailer does not have that, it is really easy to tie into your running light circuit and still add the camera system. But let's go ahead and show you how we got it installed on our prepped trailer. To begin our installation, we're going to remove the 4 screws that hold in our cover on our mount. These are real tiny, and your new camera is going to come with some more, but it doesn't hurt to save them just in case, because it's really easy to lose one of these just because of how small they are. With our 4 screws removed, we can pop out our cover and reveal our wiring. Our new camera is already going to be mounted into the mounting bracket, so we're going to remove that. You can start by just popping off that little gasket, and then same thing, we're going to pop out 4 little screws. With our 4 screws removed, we can pop out our camera and just set that mount aside. I would definitely hang on to it. Every now and then these get whacked by a tree or something like that out on the road and can get damaged, so if you need to replace it, you already have the backup. If we look at our harness here, this is going to be just a simple plug-in. Pop that in until it snaps in, and then we can push our wiring back up into the housing here. And we'll pop in our camera. I have to play around with it just a bit to kind of get all that wiring through. There we go. And we'll pop in our screws. Once you get one in, it can kind of help hold itself in place. With all 4 screws in, we can then attach our antenna, and this is just going to screw on. And then we can turn it and have it face up, so we're going to get a better signal up at our tow vehicle. Now normally you'd be seeing this from your tow vehicle, but since we don't have our neighbor's tow vehicle today, I'm just plugged into a little battery box, so that way we can show you exactly how to get your monitor set up. Now normally Furrion does already have these paired at the factory, so you should be ready to go right out of the box, but in case you aren't, what you'll want to do is on the side of this monitor, you'll have a little button you'll press that's going to bring up the menu. Then we'll click on pairing, and now this is going to be our rear camera, and you can see it's already got that paired symbol instead of an X. We're going to go ahead and press on that, and that's going to begin our pairing process again. So normally you'd see an X there if it wasn't, and then we'll come up to the camera, and on the bottom of it there's a little button we're going to press in, and that's going to put the camera into pairing mode as well. And sometimes you want to hold that for like 3 to 5 seconds. Let go, and paired right up. Now with the 5-inch monitor, there are a few other options here. So you could have a second one of these cameras, and typically most people are going to put that above their door and use that as kind of a observation security feature. And then for the other ones, that's going to be your left and right. So there's those side marker cameras that you can get, and those will typically be up at the front on the nose of the trailer, and what that does is that lets you see into the other lanes, so that way if you're trying to make a left or a right, you have better visibility. Or if someone's coming up alongside you and you're trying to get into another lane, you can actually see it. Now since we only have the one camera, when we tap on our screen, we don't really need the other options here. We're only sticking with that rear. But a nice helpful feature is that we also have the backup lines so that you can kind of gauge exactly where your trailer's at. Now one thing I like to do is I like to have it so I'll tilt the screen for our camera until I'm just kind of barely seeing the bumper of the trailer. That way I can kind of better gauge just exactly where it is. Now if the view on here isn't exactly how you want it, you can hit that menu button again, go to picture, and you can go to whichever camera you need to fix. So press our rear one, and then we can adjust our brightness, contrast, and color. So one of the other nice features that this system has is that there's a built-in mic at the back camera there. So what we'll do is we'll go to setup again, we'll turn up our volume, we'll press that up, and then when you have your spouse or your buddy helping you back in, you can now hear them back there. Well, I think that does it for today's look at and installation of the Furrion Vision S camera system here on our 2022 Grand Design Imagine XLS travel trailer. My name's Kevin. If you still have questions about which camera system is going to be the best for your trailer, please feel free to reach out to us via the Ask the Experts link, a comment on this video, or give us a phone call. We'd love to help you out.